that might have corrected it. Let's find out. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. That seems like that fixed it. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened there. I think I moved I connected my headset while the game was already on, and it just didn't. The sound just didn't render in correctly. So hopefully that resolved it. Oh, been doing good. Who am I talking to? Oh, Jasmine, I'm glad to see you. Yeah, really, I missed you guys. I found a different D&D group I was playing with. I've been playing with, and they were on hiatus for 2 weeks, and I was like, oh my god, man, I just cannot win. Like, yeah, I've missed playing with you guys a lot though, and this DM that I've been playing with, he's 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 yeah, I know what you mean. This other DM, he's a good DM, um, but I miss Nani. I do. I mean, I just do. This guy is also was also a player, and this is his first game, so he has a lot of similarities in how he DMs to Nani. But uh, I don't know. I like Nani's personality better. Maybe it's just because I'm more used to him. I don't know, but I sure do miss you guys. I mean, let's see here. We got some rubber I'm sticking in here. And some of them there. I Irene. Okay, I get it. I get your name now. Still wouldn't have guessed it was you, Jasmine. Whew. Well, let's see. I got a pretty big project that I'm ramping up here with. It's actually what I was setting up when I started up, which was kind of how I ended up with that sudden start. I I've been working on like basically I'm hitting the end game here. Iron from like three. uh, so I don't know how much you know about Satisfactory, but part of the reason why I've been a huge fan of this game for I don't know, seems like four or 5 years now, and next month it's finally being released. They're finally going 1.0. So this is still early access, and in preparation for that, I decided to go ahead and start a new game, and my this new job I picked up required me to have a webcam because like it's one of those office style jobs, but they don't have an office, so they want us to do like these webcam It's very weird. But at any rate, for the first time in a long time, I had to have a webcam, so I decided to start streaming on Twitch. Just kind of came about that way. So, hmm. Yeah, it is a lot of fun, and you know the big thing that's been missing from the game for a long time is a storyline, and that's part of what's going to be happening in the full release. You know that people are excited about, but I mean, in the end, it's still a factory building game, right? So I don't suspect the storyline is going to be super in depth, and the company that's putting it out still does like these weekly uh, videos to kind of like keep everybody abreast of what's changing and what's coming and all of that. And they've already changed a few of the things that they had leaked years back. So it seems like they might be slimming down the story some. And I'm kind of disappointed in that because, you know, originally they were kind of setting it up like this company Fix It that sent you here to this planet to build these factories was kind of going to be like a evil empire kind of thing, right? Like, you know, they were an evil company and mm, like and there's all these like hints, these clues that uh you weren't the first, right? Like they probably sent quite a few other people here to die before you. I'll show you what I mean. Let's see if we can find one. I'll get back to my hypertube cannon. Actually, I think the other hypertube cannon is closer. Yeah, I watched a tutorial on YouTube on how to build these hypertube cannons. The hypertubes are supposed to be like a low pressure tube that you get into to like transport yourself around, uh, but they're very slow, and so people have kind of figured out how to engineer them so that if you put a bunch of entrances in a row, because when you go into the entrance to get into the tube, you get like this burst of speed, and then it just kind of wanes as you go through the tube. But if you put a bunch of entrances in a row and then launch yourself through it, you end up gaining a shit ton of speed, and it launches you into the air, and that's what a hypertube cannon is. And so uh, that's basically how I've engineered it so that I can get around this world. Yeah, I got another one over here in the swamp. Yep, it's right here. My hypertube cannon. You'll see what I mean here. Yeah, right. See, like this is it right here. So the faster you move through it, the greater the boost of speed. So you see how it throws me into the air like that. I mean, that's probably about 10 kilometers, and I'm going to be doing it in about 60 seconds. So that gives you an idea of just how much faster it is getting around. Let me see if I can find one of those crash sites I was telling you about. I know there's a few of them around here. I've already gotten them all, but the debris should still be around. Yeah, I know where there's one. So I got this one. But you can kind of see what I'm talking about. This one's got a lot of monsters, so I'm going to have to kind of give you a panning look at it, but you'll see what I mean. You see how it's like a just a wreck around there, and it's got like these burning pieces around it and stuff. And so that right there, yeah, it's huge. It really is. Uh, this is just one biome. Like basically, you just saw me go from the swamp to the dune desert. That's just two biomes. And this over here is my power plant that I built, but I also kind of turned it into a hypertube cannon airport so that I can launch myself across the entire map. So I can literally get to anywhere on the map within 3 or 4 minutes. And yeah, that's yeah, like where you saw me when I first came in, that was a place called the Rocky Desert, which is one of the new player starter areas, and I just kind of expanded in there. So this is a power plant, is what this place essentially is. All these machines are making various types of fuel and pumping it into these tunnels here, and then you can hear the machines like, using it to run basically giant engines. See, I got little signs to tell me which one takes me where. So this is the one that'll take me home. So keep in mind that wreck that I showed you, and then I'll show you the rocket that's on the back of your hub, and you'll kind of get what I mean. You find these wrecks around, and they look suspiciously like the rocket that you send up into space when you're doing technological research. So you have to send parts up into space, and they send you back blueprints for new things you can build, new equipment, things like that. And yeah, the rocket on your hub looks suspiciously like all of those wrecks that you find out in the world. Yeah, see? So like that thing on the back of my hub here, that fuselage right there, that's exactly the chunk that was laying in the desert. And a lot of times you'll find these little thruster pieces like broken off and laying in the dirt with smoke still coming out of them and stuff. Yeah, since you're here, I'll give you a tour. Any excuse to put off having to build that factory, let me tell you. We're going to go to... Let's see. Yeah, I'll take you to both places. So, again, this is the power plant. And then we'll go for a peek back to the swamp. Just so you can see just how far it is. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Swamp is one of the most dangerous places in the game, which is why I usually don't build out there. But, in the desert, you run into problems with not having enough water for power. You got to have water to generate power, and so you end up expanding a lot sooner than you want. There's that battery factory I'm working on. We're passing that right now. And here's this little, I designed this thing, I call it the geothermal promenade. I put it around these geothermal geysers. And all the blue lighting on it makes it really easy to spot no matter where you are in the biome. So it's a great way to like give yourself kind of like a target so that you know what to fly toward, This place, I mean, you can see all that poison gas all throughout the swamp. It's like it's really dangerous around here. And then I've got this hyper cannon here, which will take us. We could make it to the Golden Coast. Probably not grassy fields. I might be able to get to the Rocky Desert, though. We'll go to the Rocky Desert again. Yeah, we'll go to the Northern Forest. I was originally going to try to build a supercomputer factory out here in the Northern Forest, but the ground is just too uneven, and I mean, it's got a lot of really good resources out here, so you know, I am going to utilize it for some things, but it's just too hard to build big stuff out here. This is the Northern Forest. I love the scenery here. Now over here is a couple of oil extractors. They're pulling crude oil out of the ground. They're pumping it over this direction. I got this big platform over here making a bunch of plastic. Oh, something decided to attack. Oh, that spitter. Yeah, he can fuck off. Oh, what are you getting stuck on? No, he's not getting enough oil for some reason. Troubleshoot that later. Figure out why he keeps overusing the oil. This place produces about 400 units of plastic a minute, which is a lot. And then it's loading it into this drone platform, which I'm going to use to fly it to that battery factory once it's up and running, so I can use it to make batteries. Which you use the batteries basically to. They're basically fuel for drones, is what it is. They. But it's also a component for making electromagnetic rods, which are part of the what you need to make the fuel cells for nuclear power. There's another one of those promenades. I put it up over here where the geothermal, the geyser is. So from here I'll show you the Golden Coast, and maybe we can even blow past the grassy fields, and that'll give you an idea. That'll actually give you an idea of how big this place actually is, because so far you've only seen about half the map. Yeah, so this is a facility that's making aluminum scrap. Aluminum scrap is the baseline material you need to make aluminum. So there's a truck that brings the bauxite up here. These machines back here are processing the bauxite into this fluid solution called alumina, and then these two here are boiling the alumina to get the aluminum scrap. But you got to find something to do with the water that's left over, which is why these coal power plants are here. I pump the excess water into them, and then they boil it off for power. So in this room here is where the aluminum scrap is processed into aluminum, but I'm also loading a shit ton of scrap into this drone platform for transport over to the battery factory, actually. Saturday I built this road. That was the majority of the stream. I think I have decided that the Rocky factory is also going to be the location of my supercomputer factory because it is so much more flat and has access to water. And, since I was forced to build a road out here, there's already a pretty nominal amount of infrastructure in place. So it makes it just a little easier to facilitate. I mean, I heard Nani say the other day that, he still plans on getting back to the game. So I'm certain we're going to play again. And even this new game I'm playing, it's really weird because they're all Americans, and yet they play on Sunday morning. Like the game kicks off at like 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. But I wanted to make sure that if I was going to play in another game, it wouldn't conflict with our game because I wanted to make sure that when Nani's ready, we could get back to that. Yeah, here's another one of those promenades. See, I pop them up everywhere. They become like a lot of times I'll put them up in as an outpost because those geothermal plants produce power. So it's nice. It's a nice start when you're trying to start building in a new area because then you've got power already to start infrastructure for maybe a larger power plant. Yeah, here we go. This one will take us a little further to the south. Yeah, so all you've seen has been, this is where my base is. This is the swamp. And I took you to the northern forest, and now we're in the Rocky Desert. So there's still all this, and the grassy fields, as well as the red forest in the center here. So we're going to actually fly over the red forest right now. Used to be the most dangerous place in the game until they added the swamp. Still pretty dangerous, but yeah, it's not quite as bad as the swamp. Yeah, we're gonna head into the grassy fields, I think. Yep. Oh, I gotta start drifting towards the ground. I'm almost out of fuel. Just in time. Yeah, so this is one of the newbie starting areas. Like they kind of tell you when you start the game that this is the preferred place for new players. Having started over a number of times in this game, I would actually dispute that a bit. Mostly because, the enemies out here are weak. So I suppose that's why. Oh yeah, here's a better look at those wrecks. Here, I'll kill these guys. Yeah, you see what I mean? You got all these like engine parts laying around, and this is the, yeah, I already got it. But yeah, see, that's what you get out of them when you find them. they'll have a hard drive in there, and you can take the hard drive back to your base and decode it, and you can get alternate recipes to build some stuff. So yeah, this is grassy fields. The main reason I say that it's not the best area for new players is because there's not enough water here. I mean, it's nice and flat, and there's a okay amount of resources. I wouldn't even say a good amount. This really isn't. There's like a lot of the nodes out here are impure. Like here's one of the only water sources up here. And then like if you look at the map here, that white line represents the edge of the map. Like if you cross that white line, you're dead. So, you know, kind of a dangerous thing to put in a map for a newbie, you know, because you're definitely going to find out just how dead it makes you. Yes, there's a yellow power slug. I should go get him, but we're going to take a look at Blue Crater before I start heading back. There's another one of those crash sites. I think I've gotten this one too, yeah. You can see what I mean though. It's just there's a piece, that's the top piece. And then there's one of the engines that fixes to the side of it. So it really kind of gives you the impression that, like, you know, there were other pioneers before you that probably kicked the bucket, you know? They didn't make it long. Oh, there's a spitter, but I don't really care. He's not strong. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm looking for hard drives. It's kind of pointless at this point. I already have most of the recipes. Oh, they're there. You can tell I haven't come this way. Oh, jeez. God, this autosave. I hope they address that in 1.0, because, boy, it is a serious problem. Come on, you. I think that got it. No, there's still another chunk. Oh, I think it must have already broken off. Come on. After a few seconds, they shrink, so they kind of disappear, but... What's that? Oh, this is a alien artifact. Something that has no purpose in the game just yet. They promise that it will. Damn it. It's so dark I can't even see what I'm doing. Oh, fuck it, they don't do anything. Trust me. Grab me some pale berries. Yeah, and that will kill you too, down in there. So, yeah, we're heading for Blue Crater. Blue Crater is a spot that was Like you can tell it looks like it was probably the bottom of an ocean at one point. Like you could see all these like these plants that look like coral and stuff. Grab me this mushroom. Yes, here's another crash site. That one looks almost exactly like the rocket. Oh shit. Giant spider chasing me. Huh. Fucker. Yeah, he's still coming. Where you at? Got him. This is meat falling. Got him with my turbo ammo. Yeah, so that's the big lake. That's why they call it Blue Crater, because this is like what's left of the ocean, basically. I've been through here a few times. I ain't never run into that. Giant spider, man. Damn. I know they're around. I've encountered even the boss level versions of it. Ooh. Did I get that one? I must have. He's not beeping. Yeah. Hi, guys. Yeah, I got it. Those are monsters called hatchers, and if you approach too close, a bunch of these like acid-filled bumblebees come out and try to slam into you. When they hit you, they like pop like a water balloon full of sulfuric acid or something. I think I got them. Something. Nope. Something's trying to eat me. I'll take that and get the hell out of here. See if we get any beep beeps. Nope, no beep beeps. Copper ore. Yeah, this game started as an homage to Factorio, if you ever played that game. I never really got into Factorio, but I started playing it a little bit after I beat this game, hoping that it would, you know, kind of scratch that itch, but I actually didn't much care for it. And, you know, that's like sacrilege in the community that loves these factory building games, but I don't know. Alright, well, we're going to head back. See how fast I can get back with no cannons. Yeah, look, here's one right here. I was just saying, I've been meaning to look for some geysers over here to set up as an outpost. There's 3 right there. Ought to come back and set them up. Then I could have a cannon over here to launch me out. Oh, do I have that one? Must. I'm close enough now that it would be beeping if I didn't. Yeah, I remember this one. I came back for it because it needed like black powder to open up. Oh, jeez. Ooh. If you can get that slide jump in, you get a pretty good speed boost. There you go. I got gas mask and stuff, so I'm not too worried about poison gas, but still don't want to use up that resource if you don't know where you're going. Yeah, I guess we'll go to Golden Coast, because that will get me pretty close to the bauxite mine. Ooh. Oh, I know where this is. This is the Coal Lagoon. If you do start in grassy fields, this is pretty much where you're going to build your first coal power plant. You see how the water texture is still all crap. Like it looks like they fucking made a screensaver or something. Oh, I don't think I've been up here though. Oh yeah, I must have. Yeah, I got it. Oh, hush. I am going to put some stuff down on Golden Coast eventually. Because there's just way too much crude oil there. You're going to have to use it for some big production. Oh, shit. Giant spider is trying to get at me. I'll see if I can lose him around this corner. Yep, there we go. They're high jumpers, but they don't handle corners well. He's still coming after me, the fucker. Yeah, he's giving up now. Like, dude, go away. Oh, he follows me too much further. He'll be fighting those other monsters. I gotta come in for a landing. I'm almost out of fuel. There we go. Yeah, I think up here. This is the Golden Coast. So now you've seen every biome. Not a bad little tour. If you remember when I shared all those pictures in our D&D chat, when I was talking about playing this game and bragging rights of having just finished my turbo fuel power plant, this is where it was built. Actually, it was down here on the Golden Coast. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to quite make that altitude, so I'm gonna have to settle for the middle. Come on, just a little higher. Okay, here we go. Ugh, poison gas. Alright. There's another look at the red forest. I think up here is where my bauxite mine is. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I do not understand why this is happening. Because I have it overclocked to 250%, and that means that it's producing 600 parts per minute. And this belt is a Mark V belt, which is supposed to be able to move 780 per minute. So there's no reason this machine should be backing up. And yet, I don't know. I don't know what's causing it. I've gone through it because normally when something like that happens, it means that somewhere along your supply chain you have a slower belt. And so it's like, slamming into that slower belt trying to get where you're sending it. But I've checked it and double checked it, and I'm not finding a slower belt, so I don't know what's causing it. I'm really glad you added me. I've been trying to like grow my followers because you just don't get any recognition on this platform until you get like at least 50 subscribers or 50 followers. And man, it's been a real slog to get over like 10. All right, let's see here. Yep, here's that one. And here's my back to my hypertube cannon network. Now I'll get home fast. I think you'd like the new game, that at least the game I'm playing in. I came in like uh, I guess it's after a major campaign, and they're kind of like leading into the next campaign. So I started in at 8th level, and we've only played like 4 sessions, and or maybe 5 sessions, and I'm already getting close to 9th level, and I'm like, oh boy, I can't wait. I don't usually get to play high level characters. DMs hate them, because they get so powerful. Oh crap! I should have that. I'll take the. I should have grabbed some of the because I need to like decide where the materials are coming in because this one shows. Excuse me. Sorry. This one shows me where the uh, copper and other materials are coming in. Wire. Let's see what that is. It's probably politicians asking for money again. Seems like that's the only people that text me anymore. Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's one of those, your senator is a piece of crap. Vote for me and I'll be less of a piece of crap. Alright, well, that's one selling point. Yeah, well, we're just gonna put it here for now. I gotta try to get the wiring in here. Ah, I forget I'm in a lake. That's not a good spot for it. Yeah, I'll do it from it back here. See if we can squeeze it like right in this spot. Yeah, that'll work. Because um, the input is getting pretty tight around here because I'm trying to cram so much into this little tiny spot. Let's see, where's that wire coming from? Yeah. bam. There we go. Wait. See how bad that looks from up top. Yeah, it looks bad. There's a wire running right into the floor. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it this way, because I'm a cheap bastard. I'm a cheap bastard, and I don't mind clipping. There, that's better. That's still going to be a little obvious, but not as bad. Alright. Now I gotta go get them radio control computers so I can put down my drone platforms. This is going to be a conveyor belt that brings in sulfur to make batteries. I designed this platform in the blueprint maker. So basically, you design a particular orientation of materials in the blueprint maker, and then you can just paste it down over and over again. As you can see, it doesn't always line up the way you want. That's why you end up with like crazy shit like that. That's bad planning on my part, but you know, I didn't really think I would be running around on this thing all as much as I have been. But I mean, it takes you right to the hypertube cannon, so it's kind of hard not to. That's going to be such an awesome facility. That machine right there is the one making the radio controlled units. Oh, I forgot to put a container for it to spit them in. Well, it'll have some. I was so excited to have new people. I hadn't seen you or talked to you. I guess I've never seen you, but hadn't talked to you in a while, Jasmine, and I missed you guys. We used to, I mean, we've been playing for, I don't know, it's been a long time. That's like one of the longest games that I've been in a while. Yeah, that's good. And once it burns through all that material, it'll be done. Alright, so that let's see. I need to make 2 platforms, I think. Yeah, 2 platforms. So let's go here. Oh, it's going to actually be 3 platforms. One of them is going to be the one that batteries is loaded into. Oh god, I'm going to have to start making more of this material again. All of this material that's in these containers here, this is all heavy oil residue, which you need to make rifle gunpowder for rifle ammo, and you know, I just like stockpiled it because I had this temporary operation to make it, and I needed to convert it to make that that power plant over there. So I was like stockpiling all that stuff, and I mean I've barely used it, and I haven't even scratched my ammo stores. You get in a certain point in the game where it's like, you know, you don't really have to fight everything anymore. Ooh, is that? Oh, I must have gotten that. Yeah, I mean I even built a scaffolding to it. So yeah, okay, I got it. Hey, are those trees coming through the road? No, okay. That's why I didn't cut them down. I try not to cut down trees I don't need to because, you know, out here in the desert, there's really not a lot of scenery. So, and once you destroy trees, they don't come back. So I try to, like, leave as many of them alone as I can. Alright. So on this side, we're going to call this a plastic drop. So, excuse me. God, man. We're going to do like, yeah, we'll do something like this. I'm going to have to cut down a bunch of trees over that way, but I don't see what choice I got, so it's just going to have to be a thing. Where's some slanted walls? Yeah, let's do the 4 foot, the 4 meter slanted walls. Okay, let's change them to steel. Yeah, that looks good. Let's see, how big are these things? Let's get it lined up. The foundation so I can figure it out. 1, 2, looks like 3 by 1, 2, 3. So 3 by 3. Okay, that ain't too bad. Right, we're going to change these to this grip metal. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut down some trees, it looks like. You're going to be right in the way. Oh, no. Oh, wow. You're going to be just clear. I probably will have to take you down, though. Let's see if I can blow it up without getting his neighbor over there. Yay! I saved the other one. Alright. Let's get the... call this one plastic drop. Okay. Yeah. Let's see which one's the. Yep, it's this one here. Okay, so we're gonna put the floor hole right here. How much plastic do they need? Let's see. 60 per minute, so 3 of them. We'll need 180 per minute, so we'll have to use a Mark III belt. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. That means that one shipment of it should last a while. Give me the input. That's what I like to see. And Mark III conveyor. All right. Look at you getting in there. Yeah. Let's see here. Wall. I don't know exactly what I'm doing for walls yet, but I am going to put walls up, so let's start considering that now. Let's see. Yeah, it's doing the weird thing. It tries to snap to the top of the foundation. All right. Fuck, man. God. Yeah. It ain't gonna be a straight belt, but there ain't much you can do about that. Alright. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is set up the plastic feed. Okay. One, two, three. I'm going to try to keep this one close to the ceiling. 'Cause the fourth one is going to be the toughest. So that's kind of why I wanted to start doing this layout now, because always the problem with these manufacturers is that they need 4 inputs, at least 3. They have 4 inputs. The items they make it require 3 or more usually. Usually 4, but there's a few that need 3 and are also made in the manufacturer. But when you're dealing with logistics floors, you generally only have 3 levels to work with, right? So you can do on the floor, in the mid, and along the ceiling. So if you got 4 inputs, you're going to have to try to figure out a way to how are you going to do that without crisscrossing belts. That's when things start getting very complicated. And if you throw fluids or liquids into the mix, that creates an entirely new level of problems with logistics, because if a lot of times if you're building a large building, this isn't even really a large building, but if you're building a large building, you're going to have to build high, or else uh, the landscape won't allow you to accommodate anything that's over a certain size. You got mountains and things to consider. That's why I chose to build out in the desert. Actually, that's why I wanted to start in the desert. Uh, if you have fluids, then if you're trying to build high and you have fluids, that requires pumps and all this other stuff to get it up there. At least with solid materials, it's a conveyor elevator. So the conveyor elevator goes up. That's all you need. It's not as big a deal. It doesn't even make the materials move any slower. So that's nice. But yeah, this is where you run into the meat of the problem, though. Okay, so let's figure out a few measurements. So this is the center, so that's where that one is. Looks like he's lined up with that one. So if I put... Alright, this is what we're going to try to do. We're going to put down a conveyor splitter. And that looks like that is lined up with him. Yep. Now we just have to get it lined up with him. So nudge, nudge, nudge. Nudge. That. Yep, that looks good. Alright, so obviously that's lined up with both of them, but I wanted to build along the ceiling, so that is not actually where I want it. So I will put a few of them down so I can get it at the level I want it to be at. And that's my first one. Okay, so let's see. We're going to do... yeah. We're going to have him stick down his little mouth. Beep, beep. Okay. Let's say, alright, here's a Mark III belt for you, man. Eat that. Okay, so then on this side, we don't really want it to make its way straight there because the hole starts lower than we want it to go, and since I'm trying to reserve as much space in the middle as I can for another belt network, we're gonna move it up, and then that should be relatively straight. Oof, God, not really, but what are you gonna do? Alright, next input. No, I've got this one to line up with, though. That makes it a little easier. And then there's this one, this fella right here. So this one is still lined up with this line. He is to the right of that line. So looks like it's going to be right about there. Conveyor splitter. Hold. that looks lined up. Yep, that's better. Okay. And then, hey, look at that. That light's going to be shining down right on the belt. That's beautiful. Das is beautiful. And it looks like same thing for this one here. So this guy is still lined up in the center. Okay. Whew. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is after I get this planned and where the wire, because I'm going to have the wire occupying the center space, and then the sulfur will move in along the floor. So that'll be all three of those items. The last thing will be the aluminum alclad sheets, which are going to be using the ingots that are being delivered here by tractor. I'm going to have to send them up. So we're going to have another floor above this one, above the actual floor. This is the basement here. Another level above that for the aluminum to be processed, the alclad sheets to be made with the aluminum and copper, and that will be then distributed to those machines from above. So they'll actually be getting the alclad sheets from above. So this basement will handle those three. The level above will handle the one material, and then that'll be my 4 materials that it needs to make these goddamn batteries. I'll probably do a sub basement between those two, between the first floor and the second floor. There'll be like a space in between, because I'll need an extra space in there for the batteries to be distributed, because the batteries are going to have to go to the 2 drone platforms that are bringing the materials here, i.e. plastic and aluminum. And yeah, that's it. So they need their batteries to stay fueled up so they can keep bringing the materials. And the 3rd drone platform, which is really the whole purpose for this factory, it will be delivering batteries to a network of drone platforms, which will be used to facilitate the supercomputer factory, which I have not even started yet, but I needed this infrastructure in place before I could do that. So, whew, boy. I think I just planned out the logistics for this factory. Oh man, what a pain in the butt. Okay, so it looks like he's to the left of this line. You are to... yeah, you should be in the center. Optical illusion because of this raised platform. This raised platform is here because underneath it is a rock that I couldn't get rid of. So if you're wondering why I have these things, it's because I wanted a flat platform to build on and I couldn't destroy that rock. Okay. Alright, so Mark III belt sticking out. And that looks like the line there. Yep. We just gotta figure out how to get this thing lined up. You know, honestly, I don't need to do that. It does not need another splitter. Because DOS is a splitter. Yeah, I'm going to have to remove that light. I knew that was going to happen. There's just some of them that can't stay. They're in the blueprint, but there you go. Disco. Plastic logistics is done. Next step. Sulfur. Yep. We'll use sulfur next, which we determined is going to be on the floor. So that's a little easier to deal with. How much sulfur do you guys need? Oh, yeah. That's right. I think I might have to go back to base to get the... Oh, no. I forgot. I got one. I found a purple slug while I was out there. So I can turn it right into power shards. And a blue one, too. That should do it. Alright. What kind of belt are you bringing here? That's a Mark III. How much sulfur do you guys need? 45 per minute. So that's 90. 90 plus 4 is 135. I believe that was a pure. I think it's bringing over 240. I'll have to go check, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's doing. We'll check for now. Otherwise, I'll just have to overclock it, but I believe it is a pure deposit. Oh! Alright, now we'll go put the conveyor holes down. We're going to make this one the second hole. These would also be Mark III belts. I don't know. I haven't decided, because I could just as easily use this floor to distribute the batteries, because it doesn't sound like there's really going to even be all that many machines on this floor. I don't know. We'll figure it out. splitter to be right between them. Excuse me. Get that fed that direction there. And I think that's good. You're already lined up to the center there. Okay, alright, yep, that works. Yeah, I think I'm going to turn this one around then. Because it's probably going to have to come around that. Because of that stupid rock in the middle of the floor. Okay. It's not queuing me up. Yeah, it doesn't want to queue me up. I've already passed it. I think that would be the center, so we go do maybe. Hope that's the straight one. Yeah. There you go. Sulfur logistics complete. Now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's go check that sulfur deposit. Oh, God. I can't believe I actually moved on to this. Whew. Yeah, 240. God. It's so dark in this fucking place. I hate this place. It's so creepy. My first death in this playthrough happened out here. Good bit deeper in, but still. It still creeps me out. I was being chased by one of the boss level giant spiders. The boss level ones like emit poison gas from their bodies. Okay. I think that was it for sulfur, so then what I need to do is the wire. Which is the center output. Okay. Yeah, I think it needs a lot of wire too. I have to use the fastest belt anyway. I don't even know why I'm bothering to check. Yeah, they need 180. I have to use the fastest wire or fastest belt because I have two materials that are being fed into this uh, truck station, and I'll call it battery plant copper product drop. It since I have two materials being dropped there, after each drop, it has to be completely flushed, or else other machines aren't going to get the material that they need to function. So I've got to use the fastest belt. It's got to load those machines as quickly as possible, and they've got to burn through that material as quickly as they can. That's pretty much how it goes. Looks like I have plenty of alclad sheets. Alright, so this is going to be the center one. So normally what I do to make that happen is I will use a conveyor lift. Kind of keeps it off the floor and at a level that I know is not the floor and also not the ceiling. Further back, yeah, I think that looks like it's okay. Use the fastest belt. There you go. So now that's got it attached to that belt. That's exactly what you need. Alright, let's get up here and figure out the hole for the that's something else. These machines are a pain in the ass, these manufacturers, man. Such a pain. Alright. So I think I'm going to basically set it up exactly like I had the other one set up. I'm going to, you know, do the splitter thing, but I'll use two. Conveyor splitter. Go that side to be fed. I think this will be good. Then I can run it that way. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so then that one there. Get this one done first. just put that there just to get it at the level I wanted it to be at. It's not actually holding it or anything. Nice straight belt. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's go over here. I think that's actually exactly where it needs to be. Yep. Beautiful. Okay. Now this one might be a little bit more of a pain in the ass because of where this belt is, but yeah, you know what? I actually don't think it'll be that bad. It's got to get right there. So a little trick. I'm gonna put that right. Uh-oh. There you go. Yep. I'm gonna try to get this thing to line up, which is a pain. Conveyor splitter. Okay. You want it that way. I think it's there. Just to get the placement down, you know. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, boy. I love that. Whew. God damn it, this fucking balloon whale. Get out of here. I need to do something about them fucking things clipping in there like that. What a pain in the ass. Okay. Yep. You know, I actually don't need another splitter. What I need is to have one of these lined up with that. Okay. And I think maybe one more back. I think because no, that's actually where it needs to be. Okay. That is lined up correctly. Yep. There we go. Oh, dude, that's perfect. Oh, that's perfect. All these nice belts. Nice and organized. I like it. I like it. then that means when something goes wrong, I'm not like trying to figure out through a tangle of fucked up belts where it's supposed to go. Oh, it's so good. Though I think I probably still should use the, yeah, I didn't use the super fast belts, but fortunately, that is not a problem. That's easy to fix. We can just go back over them and upgrade old belts. Yep. Yep. And just go upstairs and upgrade the last one on each machine there, so you make sure they got the super fast belt on each of the wires inputs. All right. Wow. I got a lot of shit done. Okay. Well, that is probably going to be the end of the stream. I'm a little bit of a sleepy boy, and I got an early morning tomorrow. Tomorrow, I believe. I mean, I am working, but I believe I'll be home early. Hopefully, if I don't have too much paperwork, I can do a stream before I have my evening appointment. If that doesn't happen, and then I probably still will stream, but I doubt it'll be Satisfactory because I'll be getting home late, and I work again on Thursday. But you know, I try to do a little bit of something every day, so we'll play something. It'll just not be Satisfactory. But this is in preparation for the weekend because I want to have this sucker done before the weekend. Because this weekend we are gonna definitely sink our teeth into that supercomputer factory. It has got to happen because um, I've been putting it off for too long, and I now have a rough idea where I want the location to be. And you know, with this battery factory in place, we can basically build a drone airport around the supercomputer factory and bring in all the materials we need: aluminum, um, plastic. I might have to also do a rubber extraction project, but that won't be anywhere near as difficult because it's not going to be anywhere near as much rubber, and I doubt I'll need to have that for multiple projects like I do with plastic. So that plastic project turned into a real bear because I needed to have it producing enough plastic to facilitate, you know, more than one project. watching this facility here is my packaged biofuel facility. It's where I make the fuel that I'm currently using in my jetpack. I had a recent upgrade. Now, instead of using plant life, I use exclusively animal protein. So, all the little beasties you see me out there killing end up being turned into fuel. Good for them. Um, all right, folks. Well, I'm glad that I had such an eventful stream. I'm glad to see Jasmine. I'm glad you were able to pop in. Um, yeah, I'll shoot you a message on Discord to see if you're still awake. Um, everyone else, you have yourself a good night, and we will be streaming again very, very soon.